Well, hey there, my friends. Welcome to my channel, Ink and Whimsy, and a brand new series that I'm starting with the Bella Boulevard My Life 365. It is such a fun and happy collection that helps you to document your entire year. So I'm going to go back the last 6 months and I'm going to start creating double page 12 by 12 layouts. So I'm excited to share this with all of you. Today, I'm going to be starting off with the month of February, and then I'm going to be doing a reveal at the end to show you January. So you're going to see two different layouts today. These are some of the papers that I'm using on this layout. Here are the photos. And since it's February, it's all about love. So I thought I would do love for my husband and our cat Simba. He is a Norwegian forest cat. So you're going to see them in both of these pages. And like I said, we'll do page A and you're going to see the reveal of page B at the end of this video, plus the full spread of January already finished. So let's get started, shall we? I always love putting these together for all of you. And I think that so this is January and February, March and April, I will do a different style layout so that you can see those two double page spreads with a different way that you can do double page layouts, but you'll have two different samples of it. So I thought that'd be kind of fun. Now with this, it's important. See, the love is written that way, that I don't put it upside down. So far we are on a roll. All right, so I want to put this down on the bottom. And I think it's always fun as you're watching the video for you to be thinking, okay, what did she do with the second page that would complement this, right? Because it all needs to flow and come together. This really is such a bright and happy collection. I have really had to step out of my comfort zone just a little bit to use so many of these colors and just the prints, because there's a lot to them, isn't it? So I've tampered it down a little bit to fit my style. So I hope you like how the page comes together. Now, one of the things I did here, you can see this is the opposite side, is I tore it first towards me, so it would show the core. And then on several places, I chose to tear it down the middle and then kind of roll the paper over. But then I wanted to have something here in these creases to bring more of this black and white, because I think that's what's toning down all the brightness in this spread. So after I set it down, because I had to tear it ahead of time, right? I took a pencil and I did a little tick right down at the bottom there. And I want to use this stamp set. It's by Stampin' Up. And look at these graphics right here. And I love the fact that this is a circle. So let me show you kind of what I'm going after here. And then I'm going to pause the camera and I'm going to stamp it. All right. So this will be here at the 1/2 inch mark. And a lot of times when I'm trying to figure out whether I think a stamp will look good or not, I stamp it on some scrap paper and I cut it out. So this gives me a really good idea of how it's going to come together. And that's what I did right there. Doesn't that look so cool? And here again, I have to make sure that I have the writing the right side up. Okay, so I'm going to pause the camera. I am going to stamp both of these onto the actual paper, and I'm going to do a little stamping up here, and you'll see where I'm going to put it. So I want to share a couple of things that I did before I start putting this all together. I told you that I put the little tick mark where I wanted to have the writing, right? And then up here, I had an idea of where I wanted to put this and the rest of the layout before I stamped it. I used the basic gray classic pad from Stampin' Up. You can use any gray. I mean, seriously, shop your stash. What do you have in your closet? And then I use the elements of the text. I use this right here. All right, so let's put this together. And I want this down at about that 1/2 inch mark. I just wanted a little bit peeking out because I love having all that white showing up there. And then we're going to put this strip. Now this one, I had already pre-assembled it, so you can see how I ripped. When I tore this, the opposite side, see how it's the hearts right here? I just flipped it and used the opposite side so that I could decorate the top. So I'm using both prints. And then I carried over the black and white. Now the black and white, this was from my stash. So I basically took a 12 by 12 and I cut a thin 1/4 inch strip so that it gives this striped look here. And actually I think I did a 1/2 inch so I could tuck it under. So here I have the same love. I have the black and white, and I have the opposite side of this down here. So we're going to put this right up at the top. There we go. All right, now I want to bring in my little bits of ephemera, and we want to put our photos down. And I'm trying to remember where my actual photo is. Here it is. Got to do Simba. All right, so this is my husband, Jerry. We're sitting on the back porch, so the coloring is a little off, but you know, you got to work with what you have. You can't always have the perfect photos. And I pulled this pink. I got to do this over here, make sure I'm in the middle. I pulled this light pink out of the cardstock in my stash. So here we go. So we're going to put this down, and then Simba, would you look at that face? He always looks like, in a photo, like he's upset, but he's a very happy, loving kitty. And then here, I want to flip it and use the other side. So here we go. And I want this one up a little higher, but I want to put this down first. And this is going to go a little bit in the middle of the page, because I have some ephemera I want to put over here. So we're going to put it probably about at the 3. About right there. Let me hold this. Where do I want this? About right there. That looks good. Let's kind of get it centered as best we can. Oh, and you see how I'm making sure that I have the word love and love. You can see the print of them. Is that not cool? All right, now I'm wondering if I want to stick this up a bit. That'd look kind of cool, wouldn't it? So let me see here. So I looked in my stash, and you can order this on Amazon. They are maybe 8.5 by 11. I'm not sure what the size is, but they are literally foam adhesive sheets, and it's sticky on both sides. So you can cut it to mat large areas, and that's exactly what I did here. But sometimes you want a photo to have a little bit of a lift. Here we go. I'm going to put that on there. Peel off the back, easy peasy. And then we're going to stick this about right here. I want a little bit of the edge showing on that side. All right, now we have our February. Now this February was very light on the top. So what I did is I took a blending brush and some distressed oxide, and I just went along the top there so that it would not, it was blending in with the white too much. That makes sense. So we're going to add, we can get my pencil out of the way. We're going to add this, and I want this to be about right here. And I think I want the Y to come a little bit over. Yeah, I like the way that looks right there. All right. And now we have our little kissing booth. This is some of the ephemera. And what I did, okay, I'm wondering what that is on the back. This was see-through. Well, when I had it up here, it brought all that black and white. So I just took a piece of scrap paper and taped it to the back so that it's white and it stands out better. So, and no one's going to know that's there, are they? All right, so let's put this in the middle, right? Do I want it right in the middle? I think right there is good, actually. Now we're going to put this little teddy bear, and he came in the ephemera pack for February. I hope you're liking how this is coming together. And you notice I have a lot of white on the page because the cardstock patterns are so busy. So I wanted to make sure. Now I'm going to cover up one of the little jars in the background, And then I want to put this Sweet on You, and I put some foam tape on the back of this also. And we're going to have this right at the bottom and coming a little bit onto this photo of Jerry. And you can see I made sure I was a little bit above the white. So this photo here is matted on white, a charcoal gray, and then a light pink. And then this is a darker mauve on this side. These are called, and ask me if I can remember what they're called. Not at all. Oh, there's a name for them. Someone knows it, just tell me. I am going to go look and find out for you. So these are called Bella Pops, and this is the Bella Pop for March. Isn't that cool? It's a little leprechaun, and they have a lot of dimension to them, so they're called Bella Pops. And this also had some, maybe it was some hearts on it, but I wanted to put this up here because it does have to do with the sky, a little bit over the February, right there. All right, and then the other thing I wanted to add is I have this XOXO, a little piece of chipboard, I think it is. And I'm going to use my glue here, a little bit on the back. And I want this right over here where little Mr. Simba is. His face just cracks me up and he's just so lovable. Oh my word. Here's a piece of ephemera. It had some balloons on it. Now what I did with this piece is I took my fingers and I kind of just pressed along the edges to give a little dimension to the balloons, and I put a piece of dimensional tape just on the top balloon. Okay, and I want to put this right here in the middle of this so it kind of peeks out. And then this heart right here, I'm going to put it on top of this bear. And I had one other idea, and then I'm going to show you the accompanying page to this, okay? I'm kind of excited. I'm excited to show it to you. All right, now the other thing is I have these in my stash, and I wasn't sure. I don't need those. I don't need them at all. So we're not adding them. Let's just forget about that. All right, I'm going to pause the camera. I'm going to bring in the accompanying page, and then I'm going to show you how January came together. So here we are at the big reveal, and again, I'm using the Bella Blvd My Life 365 collection kit. It's a brand new series I'm starting, and each month it's going to be a double page spread. So we just did page A of February. I had already completed page B, and underneath here is actually January, so I'm excited to show it to you. I love how this all came together. I'm excited of how well this looks when I tore it a little bit. And remember, this was reflected up here where I just flipped it and put the torn side. The only extra products I brought in was this black and white striped, scoot that down, black and white striped piece out of my stash, and then this stamp from Stampin' Up! To bring out a little more black and white. Each month, I'm going to do a summary of my favorite memories from the month, the highlights, the things I want to remember. And when I choose my photos, I'm going to choose 3 or 4 or 5 photos that best represent that month to me. So you could hear it was all about Jerry and I and our cat Simba. And I absolutely love how this came together. So you're looking forward to seeing January. Here it is. And I followed the same format. So you can see that I have the bottom and the top, and basically I flipped it again. So I wanted to create a village scene along the bottom, and then the flip side was the snowflakes. And since I was trying to capture a snowy day here in North Georgia and a snow day up in South Carolina, I really was excited to focus on the snow. And of course, we do not have penguins in North Georgia mountains or in South Carolina, but they speak to the story, right? So I brought out the red, the white, and the blue, which is pretty ironic because we took a picture of our flag and it was almost still because it was frozen. And here I did a summary of the month. So you can see how I followed the same format. I used 3 photos and two. So this one has 5 photos, and this has 4. Oh, there it goes this way. But on both of them, I have the title of the month over here, and I have the journaling on the right. I have the photos going along the center of the page, and on the top and the bottom, I have flipped the torn paper to use both sides of the paper themselves. All right, my friends, that is it. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. Make sure you leave a comment in the comments, because you know I love hearing from you. And let me know if this is a new series you're excited to see once a month. And until we meet again, God bless and have an incredible day. Bye bye.